Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and today we have some news that's probably been covered all over the internet by now, but I figured why not cover it as well. So, Season 2 for Call of Duty Vanguard has been delayed, and Call of Duty is claiming they're doing it because they want to ensure that the gameplay experience for players is a lot better than it currently is. So let's go ahead and just take a look at this here from the horse's mouth. Our priority is your gameplay experience. I'd say our new priority, maybe, because it definitely has not been the priority so far. We are like 2.5 months into this game's life cycle, but I digress. We've rescheduled the start of Season 2 across Warzone and Vanguard to February 14th, 2022. We will use this added time across development to fix game stability as well as bugs to ensure an overall level of polish for players and to deliver updates including optimizations to gameplay and game balance. Then, of course, they link to a blog post, which I'll put on your screen right here. Before we start reading this, I would like to say, if this was ever their priority, we wouldn't be 2.5 months into this game's life cycle and needing blog posts like this. I'm just saying, this is not a priority. I've talked about other games and stuff like that as of late here on the channel, but other game studios, when there's a problem, they fix it the very next day, not 2.5 months in. Just saying. But let's go ahead and read the status report here. So, currently our community is experiencing issues across Call of Duty Vanguard, Warzone Pacific, and Modern Warfare. Yeah, that's an understatement. We feel your frustrations and hear you loud and clear. To date, we've deployed a number of updates, no you haven't, but more needs to be done. For this reason, we have decided to reschedule the start of Season 2 across Warzone Pacific and Vanguard to February 14th. We will use this additional development time to deliver updates including optimizations to gameplay, game balancing including weapon and equipment balancing, to fix game stability and bugs, and to ensure an overall level of polish to improve the experience for players across Vanguard, Warzone Pacific, Black Ops Cold War, and Modern Warfare. Upcoming implementations will address several concerns raised by the community and other quality of life improvements. Adjusting the core gameplay loop, that's interesting. Mechanics and balance is a continuing and important focus. Fixes will apply to your platform of choice, 2 generations of consoles and PC, as well as gameplay in general across 5 systems. So, yeah, there you go. And towards the bottom here, they say more communications to come. Going forward, you can expect to hear from us more often regarding Call of Duty's state of play. Studios remain focused on continuously improving your game experience, and we greatly value our community feedback. More frequent and detailed communication updates will be posted here and across the Call of Duty social channels. So, yeah, I mean, on paper, this sounds actually very good. I mean, I can't fault it. Something is better than nothing, I suppose. And here we are, almost 3 months into this game's life cycle. We've had so many issues. Modern Warfare 2019 has been busted. Vanguard has literally so many problems I can't even keep track. And apparently, if you play Warzone, there's like flying cars now and invisible player skins. There are so many problems with the Call of Duty franchise right now. Of course, in yesterday's video, I discussed the fact that they have decided to sell out, essentially. Activision has sold Activision Blizzard to Microsoft for $70 billion with a B dollars, and one day later they're now saying, oh yeah, here we go, we're gonna be doing some good things for the Call of Duty franchise. And yes, I will admit that this does sound good. More communication going forward sounds fantastic. Delaying Season 2 so you can actually take the time to fix these problems before you add more things into the game, that also sounds like a really good idea. But I think the big takeaway from this is we would not be in this position in the first place if you guys would delay your stuff. If you guys would stop with this annual release cycle and forcing out a half-baked product every single year because you want to meet a certain quota or hit a certain release window, we would not be having these problems like we have every single year. If you honestly think about it, the last Call of Duty game to release that had a lot of content at launch and did not have a bunch of problems at launch was like Black Ops 4, man. That was like in 2018. It's been like 3 years, which may not sound like a lot in like video game terms, but dude, that's like almost the entirety of someone's college experience. You know, like high school even, you know, that's like almost the totality of a high school experience right there. 3 years? That's a long ass time. That's absurd if you really think about it. So the fact that they're going to be going ahead and updating this stuff is good. I can't wait to see what changes they're actually going to make. They announced that shotguns were going to be nerfed like 2 months ago, and that still hasn't happened, so maybe that's going to finally happen. I'm looking forward to packet burst hopefully being fixed. I'm looking forward to just smoother overall gameplay. I'm looking forward to them finally listening to reason and making it so when you're playing on Shipment or DOS House within a specific playlist, that within that playlist they restrict lethals. That would be fantastic. Just like Raven Software did back in Modern Warfare Remastered with the Demolition game mode. There's a lot they could do. There really is. was. But I'm happy that instead of like chasing the bag essentially with Season 2 and just pumping out new maps and new battle pass and new this and new that, they're delaying that. They're making sure, I'm sure, that that stuff works going into it, because right now when something is added to Vanguard, it is not guaranteed it's going to work. For crying out loud, they added a $24 bundle into the shop, and they didn't test it once, because if you tried using it in multiplayer, it just gave you a default STG. It was like a super fancy like MP40 variant. If you tried equipping it in multiplayer, it just gave you a no attachments default STG. That's all it did. You had to like get rid of the stock and like change around one of the magazines or something to make it actually work. Like, it's absurd the amount of problems. Like, they are just inventing new problems at this point. It's actually nuts. So my hope is that they're going to actually fix the game. I'm not holding my breath. Sledgehammer Games has essentially lost me here, but the fact that we have Microsoft taking over, which that doesn't actually take effect until 2023, so we're like 16 months away from that. But with Microsoft being at the helm, maybe there's going to be a bit of a regime change. We know Bobby Kotick is going to be out after the deal actually goes through, and so that's all good. It's all fantastic. But, at this point, we've had so many promises and people saying they're going to do this and they're going to do that and this, that, and the other thing when it comes to the Call of Duty franchise, that let's actually see it. Let's actually see these updates. I'm not going to sit here and just like, oh boy, the developers are listening finally. No. Fix your shit, then we'll talk. But for right now, shit's still broken. I can't wait for it to not be broken. But ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. There is today's video here. No Tier Nero this week. I'm going to be going out of town and doing stuff with family and stuff, so expect videos to be slowed down a lot here over the coming days, but then we'll be right back into it next Monday, and definitely take some time off here. I figure if Sledgehammer Games has time to take a couple vacations during the launch window, I can take a vacation here in January. So yeah, I'll be gone for a couple of days, but I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. If you did, consider leaving a like. Thank you so much to all my channel members, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.